Protesters in Belfast are going house to house looking for migrants and evicting them. Okay.
We're all shouting like fuck now.
Keir Starmer's UK. Hey, quick question. Do you think that Keir Starmer is going to declare a anti-migrant or Islamophobic emergency and start committing like additional police to the specific defense of these people? Or what? I wonder if the protesters are going to like walk by a synagogue and that'll be the framing everyone takes. Okay, so this is being done in response to a, wow, what a surprise, stabbing attack. Police in Northern Ireland say they have arrested a Sudanese man in his 30s for a brutal stabbing attack in Belfast late Monday night. Graphic video of the incident shows a man straddling another man lying on the street, slashing him several times. Well, that's not good. A group of bystanders intervene, hitting the attacker with a stick until police arrive. The victim survived, nice, and is in the hospital with severe injuries. Glad they're alive.
Yeah, get off him. No, he's not.
Has he got a knife?
Yeah, get off him, you rat.
This is a brutal knife.
It's a very polite, very polite, oi, what are you doing? Get off him. Very British. You can't say that. It's Northern Ireland. Well, I guess that's still, well, it's the United Kingdom. Yes.
Attack in Belfast, Northern Ireland late Monday night, and a man who police say is from Sudan is seen wielding a knife and attacking another man while straddling him on top of his chest. And at one point, one bystander, a woman, says that the man being attacked is dead. He's not, and several other bystanders then rush in, one with a stick, trying to beat the attacker to make him let go until the police arrive.
Well, good on the people who intervened.
The police service of Northern Ireland have now arrested this Sudanese man, who they say is in his 30s, on suspicion of attempted murder. They also say that there's no information at this stage that this was a terrorist-related incident, but stress that it's still early stages in their investigation.
Fascinating. Okay, so now there are riots. Now we're doing pogroms. Houses are being firebombed. Okay. Why is this journalist making a selfie video like he's not supposed to report the story? That's an excellent question. CBS News started doing this after Barry Weiss took over because the Free Press, which was the journalistic organization that she ran beforehand, ran a bunch of cheap, low-quality, influencer-style journalist videos, and as soon as Barry Weiss was put in charge of CBS's digital production, she started pushing for them to do it as well. Yes, this is CBS. So the reason why he's doing this here, why he's just in front of a cheap green screen with bad keying, looking like shit, is because of Barry Weiss. Yes, it does cheapen the entire...
You can see smoke and fires still on the streets of Northern Ireland's capital. This follows the vicious stabbing of a man earlier by a Sudanese migrant who came to Northern Ireland in 2023 and was granted a 5-year visa. He was dragged off the man by locals who were praised for their bravery by police. He has been arrested, the alleged attacker. And we know that authorities are appealing for calm as tensions rise.
It's such a complex topic. It's really not, man. It's the same shit that happens like every fucking time. A migrant or immigrant or a non-white person or whatever else does a crime, which is bad, and then everyone's like, fuck, we got to do a pogrom. It's like the same shit. It's literally always been like, it's been like this for thousands of years, man. Foreign-owned businesses targeted during anti-immigration riots in Belfast. Turkish? Ah, come on. They give us our hair. It's a Tulsa Massacre moment. It's literally every time. It's always like this, you know? AMOC will take care of this problem shortly. Just say everyone will just freeze to death? Okay, yeah, I guess that's true. Surprising Americans don't do this anymore while all the British chut out every few months. Yeah, I don't know. I really do think that racism on average, interpersonally, is just a lot less pernicious in America, you know? I feel like okay, let me put it this way. If the United Kingdom had a pogrom, like a targeted pogrom from the federal government, the way that ICE did in Minneapolis and St. Paul, I'm pretty sure that rather than the United Kingdom banding together to press back against the federal police, there would have just been brown shirts running around. It's kind of crazy that when ICE was sieging Minneapolis, there weren't brown shirts. Like, by and large, the people of the city were pretty uniform in fighting back against ICE. Yeah, I don't know. Weird stuff. Yeah, all the brown shirts joined ICE. Yeah, that's true. They were all in uniform. You get me. I agree with this random man. The reason migration was so high in this country is because a very large portion of British-born citizens are genuine net negatives in our society. Their response to a horrific but rare event is to burn innocent people's homes and vehicles. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, pensioners, older British, are genuinely like a huge drain on their system. So there's I think kind of like a defensive. It's the same way that the guy most offended that a Mexican immigrant is doing hard work in Southern California is a jobless loser in Ohio. You know what I mean? That is definitely true. Keep in mind, riots in Belfast and Northern Ireland aren't that uncommon. Yeah. But this is just rioting in general. We're talking specifically about a pogrom here. Can we blame football culture? Yeah, probably. Dog, the only fucking news that I see on this is from Sky News. That's literally, Sky News is the only... Come on, give me anything else? Here, GB News.
A Sudanese man has been charged in connection with a brutal knife attack in Belfast last night. The victim, who is in his 40s, suffered significant injuries to his face, neck and back. Now, horrifying footage shared on social media, which is far too graphic for me to show you tonight, appears to show the suspect stabbing him several times. Well, in a press conference this afternoon, police confirmed that the suspect had leave to remain.
It's my understanding that the suspect was granted leave to remain in the United Kingdom on the 28th of September of 2023.
Here, let me just go with the BBC.
Well, there have been some violent scenes in locations across Northern Ireland tonight after a man was charged with attempted murder following a knife attack in Belfast, footage of which has been widely circulated online. Police have described the alleged attacker as a Sudanese man.
So do you think the guy's just fucking crazy? He seemed kind of crazy in that video. The Sudanese guy, I mean. Like, he seemed like a bit of a fucking nutter.
30s, and the Home Office has confirmed that he was given refugee status after entering the UK in 2023. Police and politicians calling for calm on the streets, but on Tuesday night, several vehicles were set on fire in Belfast during disorder at an anti-immigration demonstration. BBC correspondent Chris Page has this report.
Trouble tonight after appeals for protests to stay peaceful. In Newton Abbey, a crowd attacked a house used by immigrants. It's one of a number of violent incidents on a night of demonstrations, 24 hours after a knife attack in North Belfast.
Yes! Get up! Get up!
Footage showed several people rushing to confront the alleged attacker. Beforehand, a man was seen kneeling on top of the victim, stabbing at his head and neck with a knife. Police say the members of the public he intervened showed incredible bravery. An online fundraising page has been started for the man with the hurling stick, Matt McKiernan. Local residents told us...
Wait. What? Why for the guy with the stick? Wouldn't the GoFundMe be for the guy who got stabbed? Surely that makes more sense. Why the guy with the stick? What did he... I mean, I'm glad he helped. Because he's in trouble. Is he? I know that the United Kingdom is like a bitch country for pussies, but did they arrest him for whacking a guy with a stick who was like at that moment stabbing? So I don't think that's true. I would need a confirmation of that.
What they saw, on condition their identities were protected.
My partner had shouted at, "What's wrong?" I says, "He's beating him." And then the next thing I heard the metal hitting the floor, and I knew instantly it was a knife. I shouted down, "Ring the police, he's stabbing him, he's stabbing him."
Seeing that and knowing that it's happened where there's kids playing every other day, that's the bit that scares me.
Police have recovered a kitchen knife from the scene here. They say the victim suffered significant eye injuries and slash wounds to his back and face, and he's in a serious condition in hospital. This evening, detectives charged a man with attempted murder. He's 30 and is Sudanese. The Home Office has said he has leave to remain in the UK until 2028, after being granted refugee status in 2023. Police believe he travelled from Sudan to Paris and then Dublin.
From my current understanding, he then travelled from Dublin to Belfast by bus on the 10th of February of 2023 and claimed asylum on that date. There is no trace of this suspect on any of our national security databases, and he was not known to the Police Service of Northern Ireland.
The leaders of Northern Ireland's power-sharing devolved government stood beside the Chief Constable.
I called for the maximum amount of information to be given to people because I think people have the right to know. In terms of the information that we have heard thus far, and I accept that there will be more details to come out, but what is clear is that this was a man that went through a number of other safe countries before he came to Northern Ireland.
Attempted murder seems a bit of a reach. I don't know how the legal system, I don't know what the definition between, like, what the distinction between murder and homicide is. Murder and manslaughter is in the United Kingdom, but like what he was doing there would 100% count. At the very least, it's second-degree attempted murder here in the United States. Even if it was a psychotic episode. We also don't know what led to the altercation. Yeah, but he was sitting on top of a guy's chest, like swinging a knife down at him. I don't really think there's much, you know. I don't think there's much you can do to justify. It doesn't really matter, is the thing. I'm trying to think of like circumstances where the Sudanese guy would be in the right. The guy laying on the ground said, "I have a bomb and this is my dead man switch. And unless somebody kills me right now, the bomb will go." I'm trying to think of like a circumstance where the Sudanese guy would be in the right. And I don't know. It's not very likely.
And people are feeling a bag of emotions about what they have witnessed over the course of yesterday evening and into this morning. But my message today is one of calm, and don't allow those people that don't care about people here to incite hatred, to incite fear. Don't allow those people who are faceless to orchestrate campaigns and on the streets.
That call for calm was echoed in Westminster.
But the most important thing is...
I legit don't think asylum seekers should be allowed to be imprisoned in a country where they're seeking asylum. I mean, oftentimes they do get deported, don't they? Well, it depends, obviously. But while they're still awaiting trial, they have to wait in the country that they committed the crime in. How is he going to get tried for attempted murder in Sudan, right? Like the crime occurred in the United Kingdom.
That this was a terrible attack on an individual, and we need to support the police as they carry on with their investigation. There's no justification for it at all, but we don't want to see any violence or disorder as a result of it. Peaceful protest, yes. Violence, that is not what should happen in the United Kingdom.
But there has been disruption and destruction in parts of Northern Ireland in the last 2 hours.
Yeah, no kidding. Sheesh. I just hate how we have to relitigate this shit every time some white guy gets... No, for sure. It's completely, like, civilizationally destabilizing that we need to have a gigantic national moment every time a murder, or in this case, attempted murder, takes place where the perpetrator was, like, anyone other than a native white guy. Yeah, like, obviously murder's bad. You know, but now it's like, well, you know, any number of white committed murders, no one's having a national conversation about that, you know. Husband kills a wife in their home, not really a conversation, but obviously every time this happens. This affect your idea of how many young men are actually fascists? I mean, different country, but no, I mean, there's a solid contingent. That being said, if you take a look at any of these protests, any of these like super far right protests in the UK, they're generally like Gen Xers or early millennials. It's not like 18-year-olds or whatever. God, the UK looks fucking miserable.
I want to to share this because these are the real consequences of some people's actions tonight. Right now in Belfast, I'm supporting a family with young children who've been burnt out of their home. Burnt out of their home. Their home is gone. They're frightened.
I thought the Irish were pretty progressive. For one, not necessarily. For two, this is Northern Ireland. Different group of people.
Shocked. They've experienced real trauma. This is
Can't hear shit.
Absolutely sickening. What happened to the man in North Belfast last night was absolutely horrific, and the person responsible must be brought to justice without delay. But burning innocent families out of their homes is utterly, utterly deplorable. It's thuggish, racist behaviour.
Little quiet. Yeah, I need to rebalance my OBS setting. It's going to take a while, like hours to do properly, and I have to do it off stream. But things are manageable for now. On OBS, at least, if not in Belfast. Nasty stuff. Fucking stupid people literally unrelated to the event. Yeah, man, racism's pretty irrational. No, it's just, listen, the world is only going to get worse for the next couple of decades, and small-minded people will always look for a minority to blame. They can't blame capital because A, that would mean having to turn on their existing positions, and B, capital is gigantic and unassailable. So they will blame every little, like I guarantee you, and you can pin this one down, this is a capital VP Vaush prediction right here. There will be mass pogroms against the Chinese after climate change really kicks up, and the talking point that the Chinese produce more fossil fuels than we do ends up going mainstream in right-wing media. Guarantee it 100%. Right now they do it as a kind of tit-for-tat, like, whataboutism. Well, you want to stop using coal in America, but in China they do it. But I guarantee you sometime in your lifetime, probably sooner rather than later, when climate change becomes so unignorably bad that even right-wing media has to capitulate, they'll frame it as another, like, Chinese threat to the West. And there will be pogroms against them, for sure, 100%. You always need a scapegoat. You always need a group to blame. They blamed the Jews when the Black Plague came, you know? Like, when the Black Death came, you know, nowadays we're like, oh yeah, it killed like 2/3 of people. What do you think was happening when 2/3 of people or whatever were dying off? They were finding every fucking unmarried woman, single mother, Jew, Romani, whatever the fuck. They were blaming everyone and everything, and they took a lot of people down the way out. Probably a large number of people died during the Black Death just from, like, lynchings. Blaming everyone. Left-handed people, atheists, everyone they went after, you know? They'll do it with Indians too, right? I mean, yeah, probably. I'm just rolling the dice here.